lovelies, Barbara here with another tarot reading for the week ahead. It's Monday, the 10th of February, 2025. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I certainly did. I was relaxing this weekend, sort of doing some tweaks to various workshops, but a really chilled out week. It makes such a difference. You just need it sometimes, don't you? Anyway, let's get on with your reading. So this week we're going to be using the Rackham Tarot. You can see it's quite a shiny box there. Also extremely battered. It was secondhand when I bought it, but there we are. I do like a nice secondhand deck. So you can see I'm a bit croaky this morning. Don't know why, but there we are. So 5 cards, and the lead card this week is the Two of Wands. Now remember, wands are fire cards. It's all about movement, creativity, transformation, but it's only a 2. So this is very much a week of considering, let's put it that way, considering what your next steps are going to be. Now I will say the illustrations in this are very fairy tale-ish, if that makes sense. It's proper illustrations. You can imagine these illustrations in like Alice in Wonderland or Grimm's fairy tales. But if you look at this, it's very difficult because they're quite dark. So we have the main character here, and there is a tree nymph, a tree spirit here, whispering in her ear, whispering lovingly, giving ideas, you know, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What's always made you think that, oh, I'd love to try that? It's not like somebody saying something nasty. This is your inner self, your connection to yourself, the outside world, to nature. Nature is growing at the moment. It's transforming. So this is a fantastic week to do just that, just to start feeling that strength coming in, thinking, do you know what? I can make some changes here, but only if I want to, only if I choose to. And this is the week where it's all about self. This is about you, what you want to do. This isn't necessarily taking other people's sort of concerns and opinions and thoughts into it. This is a little bit of it's a sort of selfish week, but in a nice way, because we don't look at what we want so much of the time. We think about, oh yeah, well, will that benefit somebody else? Will it benefit you? Now, if you look at the background, we have a lot of, are they plants? Yeah, lovely growth going on here. And look at this, I wish you could see the face properly. So it's almost like a loving face. That love is for you this week. So I'm going to say, go out into the countryside. In fact, you don't even need to go to the countryside. Most towns and cities have trees in the street. You know, somewhere there's going to be a road somewhere that's got a tree-lined street. Go and find a tree that you really like, that you're drawn to, and just put your hand on it. And ask your inner self, your higher self, and the energy from this tree, just to sort of clarify things a little bit. Though it's not a sword, it's a wand. It's that moment of, yeah, do you know what? Okay, that's a good point. I can do that. I can change my job. I can move house. I can do this. I'd quite like to, but I will say this is not the week to do it. This is the week to be very balanced, which is why I say go out into nature, to ground yourself a little bit and just think of the pros and cons. Think, how did it used to affect you when you used to think about this before? Perhaps there's something in the back of your mind that you're thinking, I wanted to do that for a long time, or I remember trying that years ago, it didn't work. Could it work now you're older? Could it work now because you're in a different situation? This is all about that transformation, but not actually doing it yet, and that's so important. And it's actually backed up by the next card, which is, make sure I've got the right one, yeah, I've gone the right way around. We have the 10, so it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is a major arcana, and it's a very unusual way they've depicted it here. So this is obviously representing the wheel, and it's basically a pond. And there's 3 people in there going like, come on in, it's great in here. And she's thinking, oh, I don't know about that. Well, I could do, I suppose, but I find this in this deck a very strange depiction. It almost, it's not dark, but it's like telling you a little bit of a, just be careful here. Do you really want to jump into that pond with all these clothes on? Because let's be honest, it'll drag you down. Or what you could do is take your clothes off and jump in, and it wouldn't be so bad. there's pros and cons again, back to that too. A wheel of fortune can go up, it can go down. We can make a fortune, we can lose a fortune. It's that balance. The 2 was a balance. And this is just another card really saying to it, don't jump in this week, okay? Think about what would happen. Is there a way that it would work? Is there a way that you would enjoy doing it or perhaps regret it at this time? Next week might be the week to do it, but just hold your horses just for a bit. Don't necessarily jump in, but contemplate it. That's the important thing. Think about it very, very carefully. So, which is followed, and this, again, I love the way the cards come out, it's great. So we have the 4 of Swords. I don't know if we did the 4 of Swords in Tarot Club on Thursday. So here she is, and she's like, relax. And guess where she is? Yep, she's beneath a tree. So the 4 of Swords is mentally, it's time to just stop. Just enjoy life at the moment. Just rest, relax. Don't go jumping in. That's what I'm saying. Don't go jumping into that pond. She looks so chilled out. It's like, almost like, oh gosh, I'm glad that's over. It's that type of sort of symbolism here. It's like, yeah, and I feel safe and I can relax. Remember, in a Rider-Waite, they're in a church, that sanctuary. She is in the sanctuary of a forest surrounded by whatever that's supposed to be, blossom or whatever there. It's that, oh, I can do this. So I'm also going to say back to that too, go into the woodland, go into nature somewhere. Just enjoy this moment of not even spring yet, you know, very early, we're tipping over into spring. Just feel that energy within the earth. This is, although that, you know, we haven't had a pentacle in this, in any of the cards in this week, I don't think. It's, you need that grounding to enable you to think, to relax, to consider what transformation you want to make into your life. So what's the next card? We have a 6. We have the 6 of Cups. Now I love this. What they've done, this reminds me, if any of you remember, it's been on several times, you know, with different actors and actresses and things, The Little Princess, which is set in like Victorian times, where they have somebody next door that comes across the rooftops, can't get my words out this morning, rooftops. I mean, it's just a lovely, lovely story, and that's what this reminds me of anyway. So they are on a rooftop. So somebody's climbed out of this window, and she's obviously climbed out of this window, and they're sort of meeting halfway. Now, the 6 of Cups is very much about family. I consider friends as family, bringing together. It's a 6. It's all about moving on. But it's also thinking about the past, happy family memories, perhaps things perhaps you wished you changed. It's a week of opening photograph albums and things. And I would say do that. Back to this too, right at the beginning. Look back at your life. Look back when you were a child. What did you want to do when you were a child? What things really fired you up? And what did you have to let go of? Because adults don't do things like that, or perhaps you were put in a different situation that you couldn't do it. Perhaps you tried it, it didn't work, but perhaps it would work now. So this is in part looking at the past and seeing how you can utilize that knowledge to enable you to make those decisions of what you can do next. Remember, this isn't a week to actually start that new journey, to do that transformation and create that transformation. It's a time to contemplate on the transformation. So, final card. We have the Hermit. And again, is he walking on snow? Yes, he is. That's quite a traditional looking hermit in some respects, except do you know what? Now that's interesting. Always look at the symbolism in whatever deck you're using, because he hasn't got a lamp. He has like a rucksack. Who else has a rucksack? The Fool. So this is you by the end of the week, taking everything into consideration, relaxing, not worrying about, oh, I need to make this decision, things like that. This is you finalizing, right, okay, I am going to give this a go, or possibly not, depending on what your decision is, or perhaps you might want to go off in a completely different direction because of that information you've gleaned from going out into nature, listening to your inner self and your higher self. He is holding on and he is moving forward, but he is searching. It's the whole point with the Hermit. He's seeking additional wisdom. So it will push you into the right direction to look into those changes a little bit further. Not ready to jump in. Like I keep going back to that. This is not the week to jump in. This is the week to actually gather that information and to go out and realize there is more information you need to find. Not because it's, oh, I'm a bit scared about this. It's that I want to find more information. I have a goal now. I'm going to go out. It might not work. I might not be able to find the information that I need, but nevertheless, I feel confident enough to go out and discover the things I need to know. And remember, this is to make you feel good. So in some respects, your spirituality, again, back to that inner self and your higher self. So this is a very, very positive week where I'm not expecting you to do lots of things, but I want you to think very carefully about what you want, what you need, what you would like in your life, and start to seek it out. So don't make sudden changes. This week is not about making sudden changes. It is about being careful in your thoughts so you know you have made the right decision. Anyway, have a fantastic week ahead. Think about those changes that you're considering making and tick all those boxes. Hopefully, you might have to untick some boxes. Who knows? Anyway, I'll see you next week. See you soon. Bye for now.